And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, Rubik's Cube's really big during the 80s. They're still big now. I guess I see them everywhere. I see all sorts. I was just at the Essen Fair and saw one that had like 10, like 100 on the side or 64 on the side. It was a really huge amount, which is just insanity. Regular Rubik's Cube, I can solve a side, maybe two. I probably could solve the whole thing if I really put my mind to it, but it just becomes a bit wearisome for me. I'm not as fascinated by it as other people, and I've always solved them by removing the stickers like everybody else. But still, there's a fascination with the Rubik's Cube that exists, so I want to check out this game called Rubik's Race. This is a game in which you are solving one side of a Rubik's Cube faster than another player. It's a two-player style game, but it's also similar to those puzzles that you might have got as a kid, where you had the 9 tiles and you're moving them around trying to get it into the right spot, or 16 tiles, or however big they were. So let's take a look. Each player is going to start, there's two sides to the game, and these three pieces snap together. Each player has 4 of each color that they put in here. These are just little plastic squares that fit in here, and you leave one corner open. So we'll turn it like this. And then you're going to take this cube here that has 9 cubes in and shake it up and then reveal it. Now, for some reason, there's ever 4 of the same cube, 4 of the same color, then like 5 or so, which rarely happens. I haven't seen it happen yet, but it could happen. Then you just reshake it. And then you put it down, and then both players go. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to make your middle 3 look like this. So you're going to move things around. And so maybe I will move this like this. I'm not being very efficient here. So let's see, moving these over like that. And then I need green, white, and orange. No problem. Well, that was stupid of me. And then I'm done, all right? So I'm racing the other person, and that was kind of slow on my half. Sorry about that. When you say you're done, you then drop the lid down like this and compare them. And if they're the same, then you've won. And that's basically the whole game. You can then play again, but you can simply just leave wherever your pieces are at that point in time. That's where you would stay for the next one. And you can play to a certain number of times that you go through, but that's how you play Rubik's Race. Okay, it's a very simple game here. It's just these pieces that come together, easy to set up, easy to play, more of a lark than anything else. Now, in the case of any game like this, the person who is better at it will probably beat the other person, but this is a game that everybody can be at least a little good at. I played this one with my kids, and they enjoyed it. And I found after a while that I was beating them on a somewhat consistent level, so I would say, okay, you guys have a 20-second head start, and then I'll start putting mine together. It's just the sliding things around. That's something that everybody understands. Most people have played those little games where you slide things around, so this works. And it's an easy slider, right? You don't have to get the whole thing. You only have to get the middle 9, so those outside ones, you don't have to worry about them at all. And what is there? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 24 cubes in here, and only 9 of them matter. So 15 of them, you're moving around, and you don't really care where those go. And because of that, that makes this really simple, but it still gives you a somewhat decent challenge. So this isn't an amazing game. It's a decent one, but I enjoyed playing it with my kids. We had a lot of fun going back and forth, having them go up against each other. And honestly, this thing here, I want to find some other way to use this in a game, because this is so neat. It's essentially one of those dice shakers, but then you get this array here of colors. I don't know why I like this so much, but this is just such a fascinating device. So, pretty straightforward game, Rubik's Race. Dice Tower Judgment approved!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.